But in 2016, she found out with the help of a DNA test that the father who raised her was not actually her biological dad. Catherine turned to social media to find support from others who might be going through something similar, and then she even founded DNA NPE Friends, which is an emotional support group on Facebook for those not parent expected. Welcome back, Catherine.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, was there ever any sign growing up that your dad was not, in fact, your biological dad?
Not at all.
Okay, so no clues.
None.
And when you hook up with a woman who turns out to be your half-sister, what did you learn about your biological dad?
I learned that he was in the same town that I grew up in all those years. We never crossed paths. It was a small town. And that he had a daughter from his first marriage and a daughter from his second marriage, and that's when I learned about my second sister that I didn't know I had.
Did you learn anything about his relationship with your mom?
No.
So to this moment, you have no idea how it happened. I mean, we know how it happened, but like, you know, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know the story.
I do not know the extent of any relationship that they may or may not have had. No.
Wow. She worked in his store.
Yes.
What kind of store was it?
It was like a gift shop.
Okay. So it's a mystery you're just not going to be able to
I'll
solve.
never know. I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm never going to have the answers that I really would like to have.
Can you talk about, because the support group, some people out there might be saying, why would you need a support group, right? It's shocking and it's jarring, but it's just seeing the tears in your eyes when we ran that piece. It's more than that.
It's very, very, very deep. It's a trauma. It wasn't that I woke up one morning and decided, I'm going to create a support group. Instead, I had been on Facebook, and a prominent radio personality has a page and had posted on there, the DNA tests are really interesting. What have you learned from your DNA test? And I went, I learned that my dad was not my biological father. I walked away, and I heard a notification on my phone that somebody was sending me a text, and I figured it was one of my friends. And it was a woman I'd never heard of before, and it just was one sentence, and all it said was, oh my God, I thought I was the only one. And we texted for 3 hours straight. We cried, we shared our frustrations, our confusion, our fear. We validated each other. We validated our feelings. We found out that we weren't crazy and we weren't freaks. And at the end of that 3 hours, I said to her, nothing has changed for me, nothing's changed for you, but I feel better. Just talking to you, I feel better. Later, she told me that while we were texting during that 3 hour period, every time she would type something to me, her heart would pound hard in her chest, and she'd go, please, God, let her respond again. I've got to talk to this woman. Oh. So we both learned really fast that we were helping each other, even though nothing changed.
Yeah.
So I said, maybe we could find 4 or 5 more people like us, and we could talk together, and they would help us feel better, and we would help them. It was purely a selfish motivation.
And how many people are in the group now?
We're pushing 3,000, and it's
wow.
15 months old.
Wow. Do you have a relationship now with your half-sisters?
I have an amazing relationship with them. I know we're probably still in the honeymoon phase, but we love each other. I got to meet both of them. We spent some time together for my eldest sister's 80th birthday.
That's them. They look a little like you. The three of you look a little alike.
When I walked into the restaurant, and Rayetta, who's on the left, walked up to me, the hair on the back of my neck stood up because I was looking into my eyes. I have a very unusual color eyes, and she has my eyes.
When you were growing up, did you ever look at your dad and say, like, you know how we always look at our parents and say, like, who do I look like?
Well, my eyes didn't match either one of my parents or any of my siblings, but I just thought, oh, that's my little special thing. I have eyes that are different from everyone else's.
Yes. Wow. Well, they're seeing very clearly now.
Yeah.
And thank you for helping others in that forum. I completely agree. Speaking about it, just speaking about it, even if there's no advice coming back, can be really cathartic. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for telling your story.